Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Athlete Zone podcast. Today, we have another special guest joining us. She is one of the most exciting athletes in softball, representing the Oregon State Beavers. She's already made a name for herself on and off the field, and today we're going to be talking about her journey, her brand, and the impact that she's making beyond the game. Our guest today is Rylei Trujillo. She is a standout pitcher and utility at Oregon State University. And before stepping into the spotlight at the collegiate level, she had an impressive high school career. And now she's building something even bigger, her very own personal brand that resonates with fans and inspires others. We're going to talk about Ryleigh's journey from her early days in Sacramento, California, to becoming a Division I athlete, and how she's using her platform to build a brand that represents something much bigger than just sports. First off, Rylei, how are you doing?
I'm good, thank you.
Good. How's Oregon State treating you?
I love it here. The weather right now is a little gloomy outside, but I love the rain, so
Yeah,
no
I know it
complaint.
was dark at like 12 o'clock today.
The sun's supposed to set at 4 o'clock today, so
Yeah, you get to like get out of class and walk home in
yeah.
the dark. It's so fun. I love it. So I want to talk a little bit about your childhood upbringing. When you were a kid, did you have any dreams when you were growing up? Did you know what you were gonna do?
My family is very, very, very competitive. So I grew up with a little brother. Me and him always went back and forth with sports, and then a dad that is very hard on us, and then a mom who, was there always just like supporting us in whatever we wanted to do. But I actually grew up in like gymnastics and just all sports. So
Really?
sports have always just been like in our family. But softball is where I definitely saw like my passion and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So.
What other sports did you play?
It was mostly, like, gymnastics, soccer, and then just softball was the big time one, though.
Okay. What made you pick softball?
I think definitely my best friend, she actually goes to LMU. We lived right next door next to each other. So even, like, when we were growing up playing in the court together, like, just practicing softball, we were always just doing something related to the sport. So, now at the collegiate level, we play each other. We're in the same conference, so it's all paid off, definitely.
Who won the last game?
We did actually, yeah.
Go Beavs. Was there a moment growing up that you realized that, you wanted to really follow this passion of a sport, like the long haul?
I think definitely when I started seeing that, my work is paying off and this isn't just a little sport anymore and I'm actually getting older and the relationships that I'm building and the coaches that I'm meeting throughout the sport and honestly the accolades that started like building up as I was like growing up, it definitely helped me like fall in love with the sport a lot more. So, yeah.
That's nice. So a little more about your household. What's your relationship like with your family?
My family is my everything. They helped me with school, softball, everything in between. And then not just my family's household, but we have family friends like
Mhm.
Coco, if you're watching this, she's the one that plays at LMU. Our families are so like close, it's ridiculous. So having multiple families, I guess I could say that we all have one same common goal has definitely been like the biggest reward that I've gotten out of this sport.
That's so cute. Like
Yeah.
you grew up next to your best friend, family friends
Yeah.
too, and doing the same sport.
Yeah.
Kind of like a movie. I like that. What were some of the values and principles that these people instilled in you growing up?
Definitely discipline. We always had a different chip on our shoulder. We were told that, kids are doing this, we need to be doing this.
Mhm.
So just definitely like installing that in our brains that like school and our sports come first and then basically life comes after that. So set up our right track in life and like the rest will follow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty
Yeah.
solid. Did you have any like mentors or people that you looked up to that really saw something in you from an early day?
I
Or
think
no?
my dad, to be honest, my dad has been the hardest person on me, but at the end of the day, like it comes out of love, everything he does, for both me and my brother. But like sports wise, we're huge Boston fans. So he's shown me a lot with like Pedro Martinez, David Ortiz, and who I've got like a lot of, I don't know, just that's who I've looked up to. So that's why we're number 34. It's just everything's instilled from the moment I was young. So.
That's so good. So you said your dad was pretty hard on you. Did you ever have any experiences that you, like, hated as a child, but now you're kinda grateful looking back at it?
Honestly, no. I think at the time, maybe I was just like, "Wow, I'm putting in a lot of work for a sport, and there's so much to, like, still see what I'm doing in life."
Mhm.
I was just always doing something that was just it felt like so much at the time.
Mhm.
But I mean, like, looking back at it, it's literally all paid off. I've done it now. I've done it when I was younger. So he's definitely instilled so much into me that, like, I use on an everyday basis now.
I love that. I my parents were not the type to really, like, push, like, "If you wanna quit, you can quit," you know? And
Yeah.
I think having that, mentality of just keep going and
Yeah.
get through the hard times, it really like, I've learned from a lot of athletes that I've interviewed that that really is what gets
Yeah.
them there. Did you ever have any moments where you kinda wanted to quit?
Honestly, I would never say that I wanted to quit, but there was definitely times where I had, like, questioned, like, my worth in the sport.
Mhm.
I mean, that goes for any athlete too. We all go through our, like, struggles and stuff like that, but I would never say I wanted to quit, but there was definitely times where I've, like, wondered my purpose in the sport, like, and what's been going on mentally, I
Yeah.
should say, so
Like, that can be hard, like, you can have a little bit of a crisis, like, "Did I choose the right sport?"
yeah.
You're already so deep into it, like, "Can't go back now."
Yeah.
That's good though, it all worked out.
Yeah.
Did you have a like, any tough experiences that really helped you learn from them
I
growing
would
up?
say I wouldn't even say it was growing up, but I definitely think, like, the first 2 years of college, like, were definitely, like, an eye-opening, like, I was still an underclassman, having to learn how to be away from home and stuff like that. It's a different environment once you enter college for sure, but it's so rewarding, and you meet so many amazing and people that you just fall in love with on a daily basis,
Yeah.
so
Yeah, for sure. So high school, you had an outstanding career, .500 average, hopefully I'm saying that right. Um, 11 home runs and multiple honors. What was your favorite moment or game from high school?
I would say it was actually funny because we played the same team I played my freshman year, before COVID shut everything down. We played a team called Oak Ridge. I threw my first ever perfect game, and then down to my senior year, the last game of the season, we made it to the CIF playoffs, and it was really funny because I played them, like, starting high school, and then to play them on my last ever game of high school in the championship game after we worked so incredibly hard to get there. It was me and one of my other best friends. She goes to Santa Barbara now, but we were the pitchers, and we were going back and forth all season just competing with these teams, and being a two-way, it was really hard, staying locked in, so long throughout all these games, and then we played them and we actually lost, but that taught me so many life lessons, um, kind of like preparation and what to do now, like going forward in between big games. So I thought I was prepared. We were prepared, and there's obviously little tweaks like anybody could do now before bigger like games like that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, for sure. You mentioned being a two-way. Is that the being a pitcher and a hitter?
yeah.
Okay, so I wanted to ask you what motivated you to both pitch and hit. Was there a role model or a favorite athlete that inspired you?
I would definitely say David Ortiz being one of the prime, like, athlete leaders in my life. He plays for the Boston Red Sox. He's retired now. And then Pedro Martinez is definitely someone my dad's always showed me. But he's a pitcher. David Ortiz is the hitter. And just watching them and, like, all of their accomplishments was definitely, like, something I looked into a lot.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Um, I'm gonna try to say this right, but I've never heard of this before, but you were ranked nationally as an extra inning elite?
Extra inning, yeah.
Extra inning,
Yeah.
it was a capital I, not an L. Extra inning elite 100,
Mhm.
and you played in USA softball All-American games, which is pretty impressive. How did you stay grounded and focused among those experiences?
It was crazy because, seeing my best friends and my travel ball teammates and stuff like that, we were all getting ranked, so we were all super, like, proud of each other. I think the first year I was ranked, like, 48th, and then my dad showed me, net we were just shooting for each year, we're gonna get higher, and I ended up being ranked 14th, like, by the end of my senior
Wow.
year, so it was really exciting, so that was definitely something like, wow, hard work really does pay off and stuff.
Do you remember when you got that ranking? Like your
Yeah,
reaction, how it felt?
I was excited. Like my dream was to be top 10 and stuff
Yeah.
like that, but seeing the 14th like definitely paid off. Like I shouldn't say not excited, but I was definitely excited.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You reach for the stars,
Yeah.
but I get it. But I mean, even for you said 48th before, right?
Yeah.
Like that alone is impressive because
Thank
you're
you.
still in the upper
Yeah.
half.
I was grateful for sure.
Yeah. So when the pressure was on with things like that and, high school, you've got all these games, tournaments, state playoffs. How did you prepare mentally and physically to manage all of it?
Um I think honestly a lot of people they like music and stuff like that. I just need quiet, like, on a game ride or a bus ride to the games, like, I just need quiet, I need time to think, and that's how I prepare, like, actually driving up to the scene, but I think throughout the week, seeing my trainer, eating right, and just knowing that, like, internally I'm feeling good for sure helps me out a lot,
Mhm.
and then obviously I have my family, the people that just, like, are in my ear all the time telling me, like, "You're built for this moment, you got this." Like, the
Yeah.
preparation is definitely mentally rather than physically for us. So,
Yeah. That support really
yeah.
carries a lot of it. Did you have any superstitions or
Yes, I wear my hair in a bun. They're so not big at all, but, um, no Starbucks before a game, that was, like, my
Did you
biggest
get
thing.
Starbucks once and have a bad game
I
or
did, but, like, it's just random, I don't know. My dad told me, "Let's not get Starbucks for a game," and I had an incredible game, and then I just kinda carried that on. But, I mean, Starbucks is my favorite thing in the world, so
what's your order?
strawberry acai refresher with water.
Inclusions? With water.
Yeah, and
Uh
4 pumps of sugar-free vanilla. Yeah.
Have you gotten the lemonade?
Yes,
I'm
I
a lemonade, like, ride or
really?
die. I love
Okay.
it. It's like a drug. Like, ashamed of how many I've bought in a year. Um, okay, so high school athletics, what was your proudest moment?
Um, I would say being ranked was definitely super cool, but I honestly think making it to the state championship and then honestly losing was like, I felt really good with myself knowing I ended my career like that. I mean, obviously, it was really, really sad, but, I ended it with the people I love, people supporting me. We sold out the stadium at Sac State, so just to know that we all were, there and bought in together, and we had Sacramento supporting us, and obviously, the team that we played, like, it hurt my heart a little bit, but we won internally even if we didn't win on the field.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, something I've noticed is every time you talk about a loss,
Mhm.
it's like, it's not a bad thing to
Yeah,
you. Like, it's
always a learning lesson,
learning
never a loss.
lesson, yeah. So that leads me to my next question. What is your biggest learning experience that you got from your high school career?
I came from a smaller school my first 3 years, actually, and I transferred to probably the bigger one in our city, Inderkum High School, my senior year, and honestly, the people I've learned, like, learned their mindset, the people I've met, like, nobody's the same, and I just think that, like, meeting all these different people and coaching staff and teammates, like, that's the biggest learning lesson is you learn from these people, you learn from all the experiences you have together, and then me personally, like, I know what I, had to do in order to win a game, so I definitely think that was prepping me for college, even if it wasn't the college environment yet, so I don't know, I definitely just would say the preparation going into games is something that was a little bit similar to college in some
Yeah.
aspects, yeah.
Yeah, good lessons. And speaking of college, high school is obviously a huge part of your career, but stepping into the collegiate level, it's a
Yeah.
whole other game out there. So I want to talk about that adjustment from high school to D1. What was
Mhm.
that like?
Um, Obviously, I transferred here from UNLV. Um, College was always something I was looking forward to, but it's not as easy as everybody says. Uh, you definitely are stepping into a whole 'nother world, I would say, but it's definitely fun once you get the hang of everything. But I would say my first year was not easy at all, hard adjustment, learning new coaching staffs, that I mean, you came from a team and a travel ball team that you've played with for years, and then stepping into a
Yeah.
whole different state was definitely hard.
It's scary.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. And then you're leaving your family, so it's not like you can just have, a practice, go home, eat dinner with
Yeah.
them, but you have to basically live your life now, so.
Yeah. So as a big family person, like, was that really hard for you to be away?
Yeah, I would definitely say, especially being in a setting like Vegas, that wasn't my setting, and I learned that now I love Oregon, but I would say, like, the small 18-year-old that moved away from home where all her friends and family were, since I am such a big family person, I would say, like, just not seeing them every day was definitely hard, but, I had my friends down there, and then softball, of course, so
Mhm.
just learning how to navigate through life, like, in a whole different environment was hard, but, definitely rewarding because it got me here. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the college adjustment is really hard, but I will say, like, without it, I don't know how I would transition to
Yeah.
adulthood. Like, but it's a hard transition, but it really is what you make it after
Mhm.
that. Like,
For
once you
sure.
get through that hard part. So I'm glad you're enjoying it at least.
Yeah.
So how would you say that your training and preparation has changed since going from high school to college?
I think stepping into from senior year of high school, going into my freshman year, I thought I was doing enough, and it wasn't enough, and, everybody has, their ups and downs, and I would definitely say, I would even say my first 2 years of college were my downs. I don't think I think I could have been more prepared than I was coming into my freshman year for sure. If I would have known what I've known now, like, it would have been a whole different ball game. So, um, mentally, I could have done better. Physically, I could have done better. But like I said, like, losses are just lessons learned. This
Yeah.
season, I'm definitely coming more hungry. There's a lot more things to do. And I would definitely say, like, now that I know what's like the deal with everything, it's definitely been easier to navigate and like kind of like plan out what's going on. So yeah.
Good,
Yeah.
good. I love to hear that. So then transitioning from Oregon State, or sorry, from UNLV
Mhm.
to Oregon State, how was that transition for you?
I fell in love with Oregon State the moment like I took my visit. I got
Real
called.
what stood out to you? What made
I
you
love just Oregon, I love the
really?
environments, yeah. I actually went to a camp at UO, and then I came here for a visit. I got a lot of calls for after I entered the transfer portal, but I was waiting for Coach Berg's call, like, I wanted to come here so incredibly bad. My friends that I played with on travel ball were here too. They knew I was entering the portal, so they stood out to me from the moment I hit the portal, so I definitely wanted to come here, and
Yeah. So, was the transition, like, with new teammates and coaching staff, was that pretty smooth?
yeah, my best friends are on this team. I love them with all my heart. The coaching staff is so helpful this season. We got a new coach, Coach JT. I think she came from Fullerton, and she's just been such a, like, breath of fresh air. Coach Berg has been too. Um, so I just love the coaching staff in general, and the
Yeah.
teammates just make it even better, so,
Yeah,
yeah.
I've heard great things about the softball coaching
Mhm.
staff here. What would you say was your favorite moment so far of college athletics?
I would say actually, last season, we were playing down in Cal Poly, I believe, and,
Mhm.
I hit a walk-off, and then I don't know what started it, but I hit, like, 3 walk-offs just back-to-back weekends, and it was pretty cool. I mean, none of them were, like, home runs, but just the little hits that just, like, made us win a ball game, so team wins definitely are exciting. Beating Oregon too was pretty cool. Um, so yeah, that was
It's
pretty
always
cool.
good to be Oregon. Go Beavs. Um, uh,
Go Beavs.
so last question about college, kind of. What are your goals for the next season, whether it's stats or, your personal life? And I know you said that you have an injury currently that you're recovering from, like, moving forward from that. What are some goals that you have for yourself?
I would say last season after getting injured, it was definitely harder to come back and just adjust, but since this season I am, like, just recovered, I'm feeling well. Um, Everything's going so smooth, and this season so far, preseason fall has just been, like, go, go, go. So mentally I'm doing good. I focus super good on just staying grounded. Um, calling my parents if I just need that little bit of like push forward, like don't stop. But practices, I've definitely had a lot more like intent with every rep that I'm doing. So games went well. We just ended our last football game a couple, I think, weeks ago. And we won all of them, but it's still we're shooting for February when season actually comes around. So
Yeah, no, that's good. Those are some good goals to have.
yeah.
I hope it goes well.
Thank you.
So as you've grown as an athlete, you've also started working on something even bigger, building a brand for yourself. So
Mhm.
I want to talk a little bit about what you want your brand to be and what you want people to think of when they see it. So what does your brand stand for?
I have a merch line, one of one. My dad and I actually created it. I have a tattoo of my one of one actually.
I
So
love that. I
thank
did not
you.
know that.
We've always just said that. He said you're one of one like individual, so act like it. And whenever I step on the like field, that's just my mentality of like you're one of
Mhm.
one. Um, so that's definitely what it stands for. It's definitely something to do with me and my dad. And just like the mindset we have when I step on the field.
I love that, and I don't think I've heard one of one, like, you came up with that, right?
Yeah.
Because people have mind over matter and stuff
Mhm.
like that, but one of one, that's your own thing.
Yeah.
I love that.
Thank you.
So what how do you want your fans to connect with this brand?
I want everybody to know that they are their own human being, that they're their own individual. Um, you are your own person. So I want everybody to have that individuality, and just know that, you're you for you.
Yeah, no, I love that. We gotta incorporate that tattoo into a design
Yeah.
somehow. That's really sweet, and maybe do something for your dad. That would be cool.
Aw.
Um, but your brand, it's not just about you, it's also about the people who support you and love you, your fans, your friends, your family. So tell me, what does fan athlete support mean to you?
I love it. I love my favorite thing is after games, just getting like able to go up and like see the little kids because I was in their position one day or at one point of time. But even at camps, like it's so cool to see the younger generations like growing and evolving. And when they come out to watch our games and when my family makes the trips out to come like see these games, like it just means so much to me. So I love it personally. Yeah.
Yeah. If you could say one thing to all of your fans, what would it be?
Thank you. It was actually super crazy because Boston's so big for us, and my family took a trip out to Boston this year. And, as I'm meeting all these players, there was actually like a set of girls like directly to the right of me, and I was wearing my Oregon State stuff. And they just asked, like, "Are you Rylei Trujillo?" And I was like, "Yeah." And it's just so crazy because it's like I'm on the opposite side of the country, and they
Yeah.
recognize like through social media, obviously. Um, it was a small interaction, but just knowing that, like, I'm here waiting for another athlete and so are
Like, you have
they.
a big reach.
Yeah, like, it was so cool. That was definitely something that I was so grateful for.
So you're telling me I'm sitting with a celebrity. Like,
No.
well, this has been a great
Thank
conversation,
you.
and I'm really glad you were able to make it out here.
Thank you.
Before we wrap up, where can people follow you and support your brand?
Instagram and TikTok are my 2 biggest things. Instagram is at @RyRyRyes, and then my TikTok is Riley_T.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for
Thank
joining us.
you.
And to all of the listeners, thank you so much for watching. And don't forget to check out Riley's brand and know that every purchase supports her on her journey. So go shop athletezone.com.